should have been a clue that anyone that inspires that level of crazy probably shouldn't have gotten out of the dating phase.
So in our life, our home, 50-50, we purchased it together.
Right.
Our daughter, anything that goes on with our daughter, 50-50, we
Right.
share it together.
When he became my best friend, it started off, he was one of my friends. And it was like, oh, he's a good friend. And then it was, you're my best friend. I don't want to be on this planet without you. I don't want to do anything that you're not a part of. So, somewhere around then, I don't know.
Hello there, fam. You all have probably heard about the gossip concerning Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union's split. But have you also heard the reason behind it? Not gonna lie, but these two have been truly loved by many. Not only because they have been together for quite a long time already, but also because of how their love story unfolded. Come on, so these power couples are choosing to end their relationships this year, huh? Tough one for all the fans out there. Anyway, considering that Union and Wade's marriage surpassed lots of challenges, how come they're choosing to separate ways now? Does this involve cheating like the other celebrity power couples breakups in the past months and years? That is what we are going to find out. Apparently, even though Dwayne and Gabrielle seem to be a perfect match, rumor has it that he has been cheating on her. So, does it mean that this time around there is nothing new as it already happened in the past as well? Well, maybe Gabrielle had enough and could not give him another chance now. Because for what? To cheat on her again in the near future? What is more interesting about this is that Gabrielle is unfazed and she looks like she has some plans to drag Dwayne with what he did. She is subtly exposing his antics and letting the people pick apart what went wrong between them. I mean, when celebrity couples break up, one of the top reasons is cheating, so it did not take long for fans to speculate that this could also be the reason why Gabrielle dropped Dwayne just like that. You see, we will never really know what goes on behind cameras and closed doors. Just like I've said earlier, this duo has lots of supporters. Just like Jada and Will Smith, who was adored by many for being one of the strongest black couples in the industry, Gabrielle and Dwayne's relationship is no different. But look at where Will and Jada are right now. Look at how messy their love story turned out. Seems like these two are going to follow suit. If you were not able to follow through their love story, then let me walk you through it. Gabrielle and Dwayne's first encounter was in 2007. They did not click immediately and people were not expecting them to be together in the future at that time. That is likely because both of them still had their own partners as well. Gabrielle was having a hard time during that year as she had just divorced her first husband, Chris Howard. On the other hand, Dwayne was also married to Siobhan Funches. Let me just add that this girl was his high school sweetheart. So, when Gabrielle's relationship completely ended, Dwayne also decided that he no longer wanted to be with his then wife. That just made fans talk about the possibility that Dwayne and Gabrielle were already meeting each other behind Siobhan's back. Obviously, both of them denied that rumor, as Dwayne was also adamant in claiming that Gabrielle does not play any role in his divorce. Sometime around 2009, they started a buzz when people talked about these two being seated together in Wade and Alonzo Mourning's charity dinner. And then it was only in 2010 that they made their relationship public. It did not take long for people to get interested in how their relationship is going to be. Since then, fans have always had eyes on them. Oh, how could I forget to mention that they made their love red carpet official just a few months after Dwayne's divorce got finalized? This was really suspicious already. Not everyone believed Dwayne anyway when he denied that him and Gabrielle were sneaking around even when he was still married. To make matters worse, just when Gabrielle and Dwayne were being showered with love by the public, there were rumors that spread like wildfire about how Dwayne is cheating on multiple women. One of the girls that he played around even shared a statement saying, "I too had my situation with Dwayne. Can't lie, he is great in bed, but I definitely would not take him seriously the way Gabrielle does. He F's and flies biatches out all the time. I remember going to a hotel and they said, 'Nice to see you again,' when in fact I was never in that location." She added, "They like to act like they're Michelle and Barack, when in reality, things are not what they seem. Every time some type of gossip comes out, they have to make an appearance to show the media how real they are." That is not the end of it, as she continued with, "He's involved with many girls, and that's to say the least. And everyone that deals with him knows this. Either Gabrielle knows this and doesn't care she is playing dumb, which I find hard to believe considering she has dated Jason Kidd, Sean Marion, and others. This girl knows what she was saying because she was right about how the couple tries to bury the hatchets by making public appearances together. When it comes to this rumor, both Dwayne and Gabrielle were quiet. Just like the other couples we know, they also tried to make it look like everything is perfect and that nothing could make their relationship crumble. Looks like this was the coping mechanism of everyone in Hollywood. Fake it till you make it is the name of the game. They briefly broke up in 2013 and then sealed the deal in 2014. But hold up, during the time that they were not together, Dwayne apparently got someone else pregnant. Not just a random girl, but a close friend of his, Aya Matoyer. That had people questioning Dwayne's sincerity of getting back together with Gabrielle. Also, this news had people speculating that Dwayne and Aja were probably fooling around behind Gabrielle's back. Oh well, what comes around comes back around. Ain't it the same thing that they did to Sharon?
Was it harder for you to sit down and have a conversation and to tell her that something had happened outside the relationship, or losing the finals?
Way harder to have a conversation with my now wife.
Of course, boys like him find it so much harder to admit the truth rather than being caught. Gabrielle, being the ever-understanding partner to Dwayne, did not talk about what she was feeling at that time when she found out about the baby mama. But a few months later, she broke her silence and said, "It should go without saying that we were not in a good place at the time that child was conceived, but we were doing much better when he finally told me about the pregnancy. To say I was devastated is to pick a word on a low shelf for convenience." She continued, "There are people, strangers I will never meet, who have been upset that I have not previously talked about that trauma. I have not had words, and even after untold amounts of therapy, I'm not sure I have them now." They definitely worked things out, considering that they eventually got married after that huge bump in the relationship.
It's weird to say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts this, there's always this like gorilla on your back that is like, you better work, bitch. You better work.
I know this setup is very common, especially for normal people like us. But dude, to make the long story short, Dwayne was earning so much more than Gabrielle. It should be no big deal for him to give a bit more, especially when it comes to bills and their family expenses.
We decided together, because I think I said one time when we was in Miami, I said something about it being my house that I paid for. My wife looked at me, she was like, "You will never say that to me again when it's something that we share." And so my wife was like, "That when we moved to LA, I got half on it. You will never say my house again."
Wow.
This interview just made matters worse. Well, kudos to Gabrielle, but did Dwayne really have to accept her offer just like that? I mean, he could have said sorry or whatever and still shoulder those expenses, but it seems like he loves the 50-50 idea anyway, so he made no drama about it and willingly went through with that. Again, Gabrielle came to defend her man about this issue, saying, "This is both of our second marriages and we're super transparent about that. We didn't do it right the first time around. There's another way to be more collaborative and equitable. We humble ourselves, listen, and we meet in the middle." She said this in a different interview. "The biggest difference between this and the last marriage will be a prenup, at my insistence. When you have your own stuff, you don't need to worry about anyone else's stuff. So everyone should go into the relationship knowing I'm here for you and you're here for me. And the reality is I've never seen Dwayne balance a checkbook, so I gotta protect my stuff. It's the wave of the future." Her words made so much sense, but this does not take away people's judgment on Dwayne. So yeah, money was still not the biggest issue here, considering that both of them have their own things. Cheating is actually more of a deal breaker, as Gabrielle cannot seem to accept any more of Dwayne's infidelity. So fam, who do you think will first break the silence on these ongoing cheating rumors? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Spill that tea. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button if you're living for this whirlwind of drama, subscribe so you never miss a moment of celebrity scoop, and prepare yourselves for the next jaw-dropping episode. Until next time, stay fabulous, and now check out this next story. Bye-bye!